everyone, it's Cindy and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm very excited to be sharing with you my first speed build. As you know, the Pastel Pop kit recently released and I knew immediately that I wanted to build with this, and specifically I thought it would be fun to make a studio apartment with this kit. And so I will be sharing this lot with you all on the gallery. You can find it under my ID, Hyggehaven, that's Hyggehaven. So right here I've just kind of sketched out the floor plan, and you'll see that I'm putting in the bedroom where I wanted it to be. I've raised it up on a platform, which is like that loft effect that I'm going for. But you'll see that I am making changes here because I've noticed that the stairs cut too far into the living space for what I would prefer. So I've swung them around here so that they come in right from the entrance area, which felt like it made more sense to me, and I'm adding a full wall instead of a half wall. So that worked out a lot better, I feel. So we'll come back to the bedroom in a little bit, but right now I've kind of got that footprint, and now I'm going to work on the kitchen and the living space. And you see that I had first started putting in an office area in this kind of side area, and then I decided this would be a far better place to put the kitchen, mainly because it had a tall wall where you could put the fridge, and it seemed weird to put the fridge anywhere else where there were windows and such. So the kitchen fit much better here, so I've moved things around, and you'll see I've got the counters in, and I'm playing around with table and chair options. But also, in the effort of full disclosure, I should mention that while I was building, I was so excited. I was having magpie syndrome. It was like, oh, shiny objects everywhere. I want to put this in and I want to put that in. And I jumped around a lot in this build. I started a little bit on the bedroom, and then I worked on the living room, and then I went back to the bedroom, and then I was in the kitchen. So that I felt was going to be too difficult for anyone else to follow, anyone who does not live in my brain. So you'll notice that throughout the build as you're watching, some things, you know, you might see curtains in some screens, and then in other screens later on there are no curtains, and that's because I've rearranged the order that I did everything in, because honestly when I built this there was no order. So that explains why you might see items in some screenshots and in some clips and not in others, but I promise they're all in there at the very end. So yeah, that's good to know. Just finishing off the kitchen here, adding a little bit of clutter and so forth. FYI, this is the 17 Culpeper House lot, so if you want to place this down in your game, go to San Myshuno and choose the 17 Culpeper. It's not a starter home. It's either 33,500 or 35,500. I can't quite remember what the cost was on that. Also good to know that because there is a platform used in this build, you won't be able to download it with the platform already. I've had to sync the platform back down to the same level as the rest of the apartment. So do be sure that when you place it, you have move objects on, and also that you'll have to add the platform back into the bedroom area, and you want to go up 2 clicks, and then you'll need to add the stairs in, and I used the townhouse stairway. Also be aware that some of the wall decorations on the one wall in the bedroom might disappear just when you add the platform in. I apologize, but there's nothing I can do about that. You can either re-add them or put your own in, or don't even worry about it. So we've moved into the living room here, and I'm just kind of adjusting the floor plan. That rug I struggled with. I love it here in this pastel checkerboard pattern. But I decided that in the living room I really wanted to use the fluffy round rug from high school years pack. So I moved that rug around several times, but I really do struggle with it later. But eventually we find something that works, so it's fine. But it's a really great pack, I think, the Pastel Pop, because it pairs really well with a lot of other packs, particularly with the high school years, which is one of the reasons why I'm using this rug. So you'll see that there are a number of things that I use from the high school years, particularly that glass ombre coffee table as well. I also put in one of the wardrobes from the high school years pack. I also felt it went really nicely with the Dream Home Decorator, which are the cabinets that I've used in the kitchen. A number of things from Parenthood I used, so I felt that went really well. And also the Paranormal pack, which I have only just recently added to the game, because honestly, the objects in Paranormal, even though I'm not into like the paranormal supernatural gameplay element, the objects in that pack are honestly fire. And I debated for a long time whether I would add the paranormal items in, just because I didn't want to go too overboard on packs, but honestly, the paranormal curtains with the beads especially, I think really fit the vibe, so I went with it. And I love things like that macrame wall hanger, and we use one of the sideboards in the entranceway in here, which is great. I also love here, I was putting this new everyday clutter chess miscellaneous games thing on this stool, and you can see I decided to tuck it underneath the TV console, and I was just so thrilled when I realized that you could do that. And how realistic is that? I mean, we all, shoved clutter items like that underneath furniture, so I loved that. And for some reason, I've put in both a Alexa speaker and the new Everyday Clutter speakers in there. I didn't realize they're both radios, so you've got twice the radio fun apparently. So we're back to the bedroom here. So I'd already laid out kind of the format that I wanted, where I wanted the bed to go and the stairs and everything. So now I'm just coming in to actually do the decorating. That rug, I love the shag rug texture on the carpeting from the Pastel Pop kit. But there's a lot of beige going on there right now. And we do eventually change that. It changes to yellow, which I think works a lot better. And like I said, this rug here, I struggled with. Honestly, it was struggle town for a long time, but it moves into the entranceway and works a lot better there. So yeah, just adding in some more items. I love that mobile phone and keys on the half wall there. I mean, how realistic is that? Who wouldn't walk into their flat and just like set down all their things there on the top of that half wall? I think it's so realistic. I also add like a journal and some glasses and things into this side table here because again, I love having elements of realism in my game. So we do that as well. And these are some of the decorations that I'm saying when you put the platform in, there is the risk that those might disappear. So the shelf will stay, but the objects inside the shelf and the curtains in the bedroom, those might disappear. And like I said, unfortunately, I can't do anything about that, but you're free to swap them out or replace them as you wish. So just cluttering up the wardrobe here. Pretty much everything I keep on here, but in the end, I actually moved that new trinket box over to the bookcase in the entrance hall. I was just not really feeling the vibe with having it with everything else here, and I really wanted to prioritize like the makeup and the jewelry stands and things like that. So that just moves around. I also started off with putting in this large kind of laundry pile from high school years, but I swap it out later for the smaller one. And I liked the idea of having this chair here, but in the end, there were some things that I had to move around, and the wall glitched out for a moment, which I've corrected, but it ended up removing the chair, and I just decided, let's just go with that. We'll simplify it. So instead, I put in a laundry hamper, and it is one of the functional laundry hampers because I do like having laundry in my game. For some reason, it's a fun game element that I enjoy. But of course, if you don't like having laundry or you don't have the Laundry Day stuff pack, go ahead and take that out and maybe put the chair back in. So here we're onto the entrance. It's just a very small kind of entrance area, but I felt it was pretty cozy. There's a couple of clutter items again from the Everyday Clutter kit that we got, like this cute little shelf with the heart mirror and this hook with the shopping bags on it. And again, I draw in some paranormal things with the sideboard here, and I put in like the funky little cow plant in the cloche. And here is where we finally solve the struggle town issue with the rug. I move it into the entrance. I put it back to the gorgeous pastel checkerboard pattern that I love, and I'm a lot more happy with that. So that worked out really nicely. moving around a couple of clutter things here and there, and added in an umbrella stand because again, that element of realism. And that's pretty much the entranceway finished now. So finally we've got the bathroom here, and I decided to pull some pink in again because that's one of the main colors throughout the build, as you saw. So just some simple pink and white checkerboard tiles. There's the laundry going in, and we use one of the cute Parenthood bath shower combinations with the cute elephants because again, I think it kind of fits with that avant basic style that is in the Pastel pop kit. So just rearranging some things here. Again, same cabinets as in the kitchen, but I decided to put them into this turquoise color for a little bit of a change up, which looks pretty cute. So yeah, just adding some things in here. It's a pretty basic bathroom. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the build, so feel free to share your thoughts. And also, if you have any suggestions for future builds, I would also love to hear that. Please do go ahead and leave those comments and suggestions, any feedback you have in the comments down below. I look forward to reading all of those. And finally, I'm just changing up the tile and the paint here. And if you enjoyed the build, please go ahead and click that like button. Why not subscribe while you're at it? And if you hit the notifications, you will be notified of future uploads. I also added the convivial lot trait. And finally, I'll leave you with those screenshots. Take care and have a lovely day.